Yo, what is up, everybody? I am Ant, and I am joined by my good friend and longtime co-host. Still don't have a nickname
Obviously.
yet.
Yeah, so no name yet. I'm working on it.
Well, what is your real name, though? I'm sorry I cut you off, man.
Carlos?
Carlito. That it has to be. It has to be Carlos Caribbean cool.
Well, that's okay. Yeah, I'll stick with that.
You like that for now? Carlos
Yeah,
Caribbean cool.
I like that.
There you go, man. If what did they say? He says, I don't
Spit in the
like
face of
people.
people.
Yes. Go
You
ahead,
spit
you
in the
say
face
it.
of people who don't want to be cool.
That's right. Carlos, instead of Carlito. Anyways, we're
But
really
I was
feeling
like,
it.
there was a segment that I was watching. I've been watching older stuff from 2008, and
Yep.
there's this guy named Charlie Haas, and he's at a point where he's intimidating, imitating people,
Yep.
kind of like what Damian Sandow was doing. Like he's
Yep.
dressing he was like John Cena one week, and then 1 week he called him what did he say, Charlito, and
Charlie.
he had the goatee and everything. And then he was a pretty funny guy.
I am a big fan of Charlie Haas over here.
You guys probably all remember him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
he was very funny.
he also was a part of Team Angle with Shelton Benjamin when they came on WWE back in '03. And
Was he any good?
oh yeah, they were tag team champions. And then they became the world's greatest tag team. And then Charlie Haas kind of did his own thing for a little bit, and then he came back, like you said, around this time and started doing more of the impersonations, which is really funny. He
Yeah,
does a couple
it
of
was
them that are
hilarious.
really, yeah.
He took an apple. He was like, I spin the face for people who something like mules or something. And I started dying when he said that. Yeah,
Fun
he's at a
fact.
point where he's just intimidating, imitating people. The most recent one he did, the Great Khali. And I
Oh
was
God.
like,
I think this is fate here because fun fact about Carlito, he debuted and won his first United States title on my birthday, October 7th, 2005. So
oh
yes.
wow,
Yeah.
he
So
beat John Cena, did he?
yep, there
Wow.
you
Oh,
go.
yeah. That's very, very how the hell did that happen?
Well, he had the help of Jesus, which um Jesus was his bodyguard at the time. But anyways, you guys are here to check out our Monday Night Raw from August 8th, 2022 official recap. They are live in Cleveland, Ohio. But first, before we cover Raw, we have a new segment. Carlos just proved to us his knowledge of WWE just by that information right there, knowing that Carlito defeated John Cena for the US title. So we are actually going to put Carlos on the spot in the hot seat every episode. We are going to have a different theme of trivia questions for Carlos. And I have three options or three categories, and they will all be put on our wheel of names. I will spin the wheel virtually, and whichever option is picked, Carlos will have to answer the questions. Now, to be fair, Carlos does not know any of the questions, did not tell him anything. So this is just going to be his actual knowledge. And we'll call this Carlos's cool questions.
That's pretty good.
Boom. So the theme this week, since WWE has been talking a lot about the new WWE Women's Tag Team Titles tournament coming on, this episode's theme is tag teams. And our three categories are either teams from the 2000s, strange bedfellows, which are basically teams that were made up of people who normally wouldn't get along or wouldn't team together. And the last category is tag team first. So some of the first moments, matches, tag teams in history. So Carlos, I'm going to start by spinning the wheel, and let me make sure that I turn it up so you guys hear it. All right. And the option is tag team first. So Carlos, you are going to be getting three questions actually on tag team first. So things that happen for the first time regarding tag teams. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. And no cheating, sir. I don't think you will. I think you just got this. All right. So the first question is, and I'll repeat them. Which show hosted the first ever tables match, tag team tables match in WWE history? All right. Was it A, Royal Rumble 2000, B, SummerSlam 1999, or C, WrestleMania 13? Again,
Uh,
which show hosted the first tables match? Royal Rumble 2000, SummerSlam 99, WrestleMania 13.
I'm gonna have to go with B.
B, SummerSlam 1999. Is that your final answer, Carlos?
Yes.
Eh. It was Royal Rumble 2000, Carlos. Close. It was actually in Madison Square Garden, which we both know a lot about. The Dudley Boys took on the Hardy Boys.
Oh man.
Ever tag team tables. I know. I thought I was going to stump you there with that one. Tricky there. But yeah, that was the first ever tag team tables match, Royal Rumble 2000. All right, moving on to question number 2, Carlos. Which team won the first ever WWE Women's Tag Team titles? I think you know this one.
Oh,
But,
Sasha and Bayley, duh. Like the
well,
golden role model.
for those
Or like
playing at
no,
home, let's give
Boston,
them some
Bo-
options. Uh,
Boston Hug Connection.
For those playing at home, here are your options. A, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. B, Asuka and Charlotte Flair.
No.
Or C, the Golden Role Models, Bayley and Sasha Banks.
But during that time they were Boston Hug Connection. They weren't golden role models till 2020, the 2021.
Yo, we got our wizard here. All right. Well, is that your final answer? C, Sasha and Bayley, was it the Boston Hug Connection?
Yeah.
Well, you are ding 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 correct. Yes.
They won them at Elimination Chamber 2019.
See?
No. Was it 2018 or I think it was 2019? Yeah, 2019.
2019. Yes, 2019. You are correct. Yeah. You're close, pretty much. All right. And your last question. This is going to be a little tricky for you, okay? It might be. Question 3. Which tag team won the first ever? Now, this is going back to 2002, Carlos, okay? So this isn't like 2016, okay? Which team won the first ever WWE tag team titles? So this is when SmackDown branched off on its own, okay? One of these teams won the titles, okay? Either A, Edge and Rey Mysterio, B, Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit, or C, Los Guerreros, Eddie Guerrero and Chavo Guerrero. Which team won the first SmackDown version of the WWE Tag Team titles? A, Rey Mysterio and Edge, B, Chris Benoit and Kurt Angle, or C, Los Guerreros?
I'm gonna go with A.
A, Rey Mysterio and Edge. Is that
Yeah.
your final answer, my friend?
Yes, sir.
Close. It was.
Kurt Angle and Chris Benoit.
Yes, sir. At No Mercy 2002.
I Rey Mysterio and Edge did win the tag team titles before. I just didn't know like which one. Okay. All right, I got it.
But you know what though? You were close because they actually did compete against Edge and Rey Mysterio to find out the first tag team champion. So you pretty much were close, but see, I'm pretty good at tricking you there, Carlos. I got some good questions there on you. But
picture of Dominic belts.
Yeah.
It was funny.
But yes, there you go. That's your option right there. Good job, Carlos. Carlos's cool questions will be back with our Friday Night SmackDown recap video coming out soon. That hasn't even happened yet. So we're actually on time here. So let's quickly talk a little bit about Raw. We have a couple of minutes, and then we're going to go to our break. Raw starts in Cleveland, Ohio, which a lot of people were talking about names showing up, different wrestlers. But we start out Raw with Bayley, Iyo Sky, and Dakota Kai. They come out to the ring, and Bayley says, "Ding dong, we are so excited to see your dumb smiling faces." And then they start booing her, and she goes, "We don't want to be here either, but we know you need us. You can't tell me you enjoy watching Becky play dress up every week, or you cheer for Bianca. Bianca would be nothing without me." She said, "We gotta take care of Becky's little shoulder and light a fire out of the women's division for all of you fans. We're bringing back the hunger. The women's division is starving for more." And Bayley goes, "If you can't find answers, you got to ask better questions. How am I the only one to realize the lethal weapon Iyo is?" And then she goes, "No one saw the immense talent in," and she calls her Dakota Sky, which is funny because, the name change is a little difficult. And then she ends up, telling the fans to shut up, let her concentrate. And then Dakota says, "We will show that to Bayley when we win the women's tag team titles, that they are the bomb." Before they continue talking, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and the Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair walk down to the ring. And Alexa says, "Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. You're not winning the tournament. If you do win tonight, guess who you'll have to fight soon? That's us. After last week, it's given us more incentive to beat you both." And then Bianca gets the mic, and the Bianca says, "The three of us here have no problem dealing with y'all right now." Bayley says, "Let's do the three. Well, let's do it like this. Let's not do this tonight. Let's do the three of us versus the three of you at Clash at the Castle." Bianca says, "Challenge accepted. But while you try to keep control tonight, I feel like losing it." And then all three women start brawling. Bianca and Bayley fight in the crowd. Alexa then dives off the guard railing onto all the women in the crowd. And the fight continues during the break, and pretty much they get separated. So, Carlos, what are your thoughts on this opening segment and finding out that at Clash of the Champions will be Bayley, Iyo Sky, and Dakota Kai versus Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair, Alexa Bliss, and Asuka?
It was a good way to start off the show, like fireworks everywhere. Yeah, I like that, like the whole brawl and everything. And then like about the match, I'm glad like they're giving Bianca a month not to defend the belt. Like they're like keeping her like off like defending the title for a little bit, but the putting her in a tag team match. I would have preferred her versus Bayley than like maybe just a tag team match between the other two, but like it's fine.
I
Um,
agree.
but yeah,
I
eventually
thought,
Bayley versus Bianca's gonna happen for sure.
well, I just thought my opinion though, Carlos, I kind of, here's where I get upset with WWE. The only thing, it's really not a big deal at all. It's literally not, I'm happy with this. But like you have a big show in England that you haven't had since 1992, right? And you're not thinking of putting Bayley versus Bianca, but you will go to Saudi Arabia at Elimination Chamber and put Lita versus Becky Lynch. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a prominent match.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they
No,
don't.
they do have a women's title match at the pay per view, Liv Morgan versus Shayna Baszler. Maybe they
I
just want to
know,
keep. Maybe they want
but
to keep Bianca keep Bianca fresh for like
I
future.
respect it. I just feel like my only concern is that we probably won't see it soon, because if you think about it, the next pay-per-view after this will probably be something in Saudi Arabia, I think, and then you have Survivor Series. And unless Bayley becomes SmackDown Women's Champion by that time, there's really no chance in her fighting Bianca until after. Are they going to save it for a Saudi show? They might. But I do get what you're saying. It's probably better to, you know, have her, because she will be fighting on the house shows as champion. So it's better to not have her uh sort of strain her body more than she needs to. But I do feel bad for the European fans because I feel like they deserve to see Bianca versus Bayley one-on-one. But they're gonna get, listen, they're gonna get a huge match. Dakota Kai
So
is,
it's like we've seen that match before though a million times.
I know, but I just think it's like there's a more fight feel to it. For some reason, even though Bayley was badass back then, I really feel this character I'm really
But
enjoying.
yeah, I would have thought like they would have ended in that Hell in a Cell match that they had.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I thought so too. That's why I thought at SummerSlam, like my prediction was, I thought Bayley was going to come out after Liv's match, and it was going to be Bayley versus Liv going
That would
forward.
have been cool. Yeah, that would have been cool.
But then, they had her come out for Bianca. And I was like, okay, so I guess they're gonna continue this rivalry where Bayley feels like she made Bianca, which that you can say that, a lot of the matches that
Because actually, by the way, Bayley was supposed to have a rematch, but then she got injured. Remember, she was supposed to have a rematch before she left, but then she got injured training. Remember?
well, there you go. See, Carlos, this is why we have you on here. You know all the
Okay,
important
I remember now. Yeah, she
stuff.
was because like
So,
she lost the Hell in a Cell, but then
yep.
some way somehow she got a rematch. She had a rematch scheduled. I forgot when it was supposed to be, but then she got injured training, and then okay, now I get what they're going with it.
But I do think that they're in for a treat. They will have a great match. There's no doubt about that. All six of these women are going to put on a show for these fans. I feel like it's going to be like I think it's going to be in a stadium, right? So it's going to be a big time feel with this show.
Yeah.
So we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the first match on the card. Seth Freakin Rollins getting his chance to take on another member of Street Profits, Angelo Dawkins. Will Dawkins be able to muster enough confidence and energy that Montez Ford did last week, or will Seth Rollins just continue to dominate over the Street Profits? Find out when we come back. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Welcome back. So yes, we are Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, and you're checking out our Raw from August 8th, 2022, live in Cleveland, Ohio recap. We have Seth frickin' Rollins taking on Angelo Dawkins with Montez Ford. Some quick notes here. Dawkins nails a big drop kick. And this is a pretty funny moment. I think I could be wrong here, but I think Montez Ford was actually trying to make fun of the Nature Boy Ric Flair during this past weekend after SummerSlam on Sunday. It was Ric Flair's final match, and he actually fainted twice, and I think he pretended to have a heart attack during the match. So I think that's why Montez Ford was having that weird thing where he was like freaking out and grabbing his heart, distracting Rollins, which then allowed Dawkins to tackle Rollins over the announce table. Rollins then sends Dawkins' head into the post. Ford grabs a chair and runs into the ring, and the referee kicks out Montez Ford. Dawkins then dives onto Rollins outside with a silencer, and he gets two. Rollins tosses Dawkins into the steps and then nails a pedigree and gets a 3 count. After the match, Seth ends up hitting a curb stomp to Dawkins. Ford runs out, causing Rollins to leave the ring. So it doesn't look like Montez Ford is done with Rollins. I actually thought that Ford was going to turn on Dawkins and nail him with the chair. But what do you think of this match compared to Rollins' match with Ford? Because people are saying, oh, they both were as good. Be honest. Did you think Ford was better? Or do you think Dawkins did a better performance?
Okay. So Ford's I think was better, but it's just I don't like the fact that they made Dawkins look like a bum, like him taking his the straps off. Like he ran if you notice he did wrestle without a shirt. Like, I think that I feel like they made him look like such a bum, like because he's not really, no offense, but he's not really like in the best shape. But I don't know, like maybe they tried embarrassing him or something. I don't know, but like that's the first thing that I noticed like throughout the match. Like that he came out, he usually wrestles with the straps on, but he actually took it off, like he didn't have him on this time. But yeah, I don't think the match matched up to like the match last week with Ford.
Yeah.
But it was good though.
Yeah, it's funny because Natalia and other people were saying that this match matched up with Ford. I agree with you. I feel like Dawkins, I don't want to say he doesn't deserve it because I do feel like he puts a lot of effort
He's
into
good,
it.
yeah. I mean, it's good. It's just like I don't know. I feel like WWE try to make him look like a bum, like him wrestling without a shirt. Like he's not really in the best shape, like I said. Like he's
Yeah,
getting there. He's definitely getting there, but
I,
it's kind of I don't know.
I think eventually we're gonna see one of them is gonna sky. I think they both will be good. I have a feeling that Ford is more main event worthy, where Dawkins is more like
He's more charismatic.
intercontinental.
He's more charismatic.
Yeah.
He has more charisma, and I mean Dawkins has charisma. Like Montez is he's a whole nother level. Like he's like the Rock level. Like on the mic, like Give him a microphone. He can entertain me for 3 hours, just him talking shit.
Well, speaking of charisma, we see the Mysterios backstage are talking to each
Oh,
other, and Edge walks over and he apologizes to Dominic for what happened last week. Remember, Rhea Ripley pushes Dominic in the way of Finn Balor, and Edge ends up actually nailing Dominic with a spear. Dominic says, "Oh, it's cool," and he pushes Edge forcefully, and he pretty much Ray's like, "Calm down. Edge is a good guy. He's my friend. He's familia," and he's like, "I can't believe you took his side." And Dominic walks off. But also Edge lets Ray know that, I will have your back no matter what, that happens later on. But what did you think of Dominic? You're starting to seal.
yeah.
New.
Moment of the night for me. I love that. I love that segment. Like, first of all, Dominic's looking like a beast. He definitely got some muscle on there. It looks like he got bigger. And yeah, the fact that he said, we cool. Boom. He just pushed Edge across the damn room.
Yeah.
I love this side of Dominic. I hope we see more of this shit.
And this makes more sense, Dominic being upset than Ray being mad, because the way they were playing it off
Yeah,
last
no,
week,
exactly. That's his freaking son. That's his son. How are you gonna take somebody's side over your damn son?
No, I'm talking about like last week on Raw, they were trying to say that like Ray was going to be upset that Edge had speared Dominic, and I think
I
it
would have
makes
thought
more
so too.
sense. Go ahead.
I would have thought the same thing. Like, why wasn't Ed, Ray didn't really care? It seemed like,
Because I think he knew that it was an accident. Had Rhea Ripley not been there, that would have never happened.
you're just defending Edge because you like him. That's stop.
Well, I will defend Edge forever. But moving on, Miz and Miz and Ciampa are backstage, and Miz says there's nothing phenomenal about a man who attacked me at SummerSlam and cost me my match at SummerSlam. I'm talking about AJ Styles. And Ciampa says that the first champion, Harley Race, trained me 3 years ago. Today, Harley Race passed away, and tonight I dedicate my match to Race. Lashley will feel my sacrifice and realized he already lost. So Ciampa dedicating this match to Hall of Famer Harley Race. Very good words, strong message from Ciampa. Excited to see these two men go at it. But yeah, basic promo from Miz and Ciampa backstage. Nothing really. Just more power to the match, knowing that Ciampa is dedicating it to Harley Race. We then get our next match, Ezekiel taking on Kevin Owens, and Kevin attacks Ezekiel to start. He tosses Ezekiel into the post and the table. Owens then power bombs Ezekiel on the apron, and Ezekiel's like out. The referees run down, paramedics run down. They put Ezekiel on a stretcher, and Kevin Owens looks on from the ring and he laughs. We go to break, and during the break, we see them stretcher out Ezekiel. So what are your thoughts on this new aggressive, angry Kevin Owens? We haven't seen this side of Owens for a long time. What do you think? A lot of people are talking shit because they don't like the fact that he's becoming aggressive. I like it. I think it's he does look like he can be an angry, aggressive person. So what do you think?
I love this side of Kevin Owens. Like, he's going back to his roots. Like if one thing doesn't work, try something else or go back to square one. And then in his NXT time, he was pretty aggressive. Like, yeah, I love this side of Kevin Owens. I've seen it before, and it always led to good things for him. So yeah, I like it.
Part two to this segment here. Do you think this is the end of Ezekiel? Because a lot of people are saying goodbye. This is a way to write him off. But do you think that with Triple H taking the helm, he's going to keep on Ezekiel, or was this a way for them to write him off and have a new character come back?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I think maybe he'll be back normal, back to maybe they'll bring him back as Elias. Who knows? But
well,
yeah.
All right. Up next, Finn Balor walks down to the ring with Damian Priest, and Balor grabs the mic and he goes, "Poor Dominic abandoned both Edge and Rey Mysterio." He says, he being Finn Balor, Judgment Day isn't afraid of anyone because fear isn't real. It's a product of your imagination. Danger is real. And tonight you find out that I am danger. And then Damian Priest grabs the mic and he says, "Edge, if I wanted to, I would lay you out. But in 2 weeks in Toronto, I am officially challenging you to a match. If you still have a set, let's finish it. In Toronto, Judgment Day will end you. And those are some strong words from Balor and Priest. What did you think of that promo from them?
A good promo. I kind of like the feel of like how they're like coming out, like just two of them.
Yeah,
But yeah, it was pretty cool.
very cool stuff there. And then we see Edge backstage with Rey Mysterio, and he offers to go out with Rey, but Rey says no. Dominic will have my back. He's my son. And Edge promises Rey that if stuff goes out of hand and Dominic doesn't show up, he will be there. So Rey comes out alone, and we have Rey Mysterio taking on Finn Balor, and the match starts. Rey nails a Hurricane Rana to the outside, and a seat is sent on to Balor. Balor nails two amigos, and he dances like Eddie. However, Rey is able to reverse with a suplex. Thank God Eddie Rey was able to do that. Fuck Balor for that. Rey goes for a 619, but he ends up hitting Damian Priest by accident, and then Balor sends Mysterio into the post. Mysterio slides outside and lands a powerbomb into the railing to Balor. Priest attacks Rey outside, but then Edge runs out, attacks Priest, and basically sends Damian Priest into the crowd. Balor misses a coup de grace, and Mysterio goes for a 619, but Rhea Ripley comes out on the ramp carrying a bloody and beaten Dominic. And this distracts Rey, which then leads to Balor to nail the 1916 and the coup de grace to get the 3 count. So fucking Dominic, man, get it together, dude. Why the fuck you getting beaten up by Rhea Ripley, man? The fuck? He's all muscles and everything. Rhea, what's happening, man? What's going on? Do you think that this is gonna eventually be Dominic joining Judgment Day? Do you think he's actually being attacked? What's happening?
Yeah, this might lead to that. I don't know. I mean, Rhea's a pretty fucking tough girl. Like she's built like a fucking dude. I mean, it was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
I thought this was a really good match for Rey. I mean, he looked very invigorated.
This is a great match by Finn Balor and Rey Mysterio, like chemistry all the way.
And I think seeing Edge take out Damian Priest is also a good sign for me. All right, we then see Dana Brooke and Tamina getting interviewed backstage, and Dana Brooke talks about the tournament, and then Bayley, Iyo, and Dakota Kai walk over, and Bayley says, "We only care about the tag team titles because I was the first person to become women's tag team champion, and you don't know anything about that, Dana." And then Tamina says, "But I do. No one's meaner than Tamina." That's all I know about that. Well, we have our first round match for the WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Tamina and the 24/7 champion Dana Brooke, Botch, take on Iyo Sky and Dakota Kai with Bayley. Here are some notes. Brooke nails a cartwheel and a kick to Kai and gets a 2 count. Brooke with a cross body to the women outside, but Iyo is able to toss Dana into the railing. Dana with a powerbomb to Dakota Kai, which gets a 2 count. Then Tamina sends Iyo into the corner. However, Iyo nails a fist to Tamina's face. Bayley moves Dakota Kai out of the way, and Dana botched cartwheels into the railing. And then Kai with a scorpion kick and a running boot to Botch's face. That's what I'm going to call it from now on. Iyo nails a flying moonsault to Tamina and gets a 3 count. So Iyo Sky and Dakota Kai move on to the second round. I guess I call it semifinals of the women's tag team titles tournament. So what do you think of the match, and do you think the right team won?
Yeah, definitely. I like how they're like building momentum for this team. I feel like they were a little slow at first, but they're definitely getting a hang of it. Because like those two definitely haven't wrestled in a really long time,
Yeah.
They're still getting back there. They're still getting back to it. But it was a good match. I'm glad that the right team won.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, let's go. Dory actually said to me during the match, like, "Are you really rooting for Tamina and Dana Brooke?" I said, "No way." I just love no one's meaner than Tamina. Next we go to Kevin Owens backstage, and we're going to talk about the scene behind him in a minute, but Kevin Owens is there, and he says, "Don't run up on me," because the interviewer runs up on Kevin Owens, and he's basically like, "There are more eyes in the show like me now, but it's still the Kevin Owens show." And then in the background, we see a car that looks like it was in a wreck, and we see Nikki ASH and Doudrop and other people surrounding the car. We don't know much about it. Nothing is said. So what do you think about KO in this segment where you're sort of left wondering what's going on?
Definitely. I definitely had to like watch the segment twice. like first see what Kevin Owens was saying there, and like I was like watching the background, like and doing my own little investigation there. But it's gonna continue throughout the show. But yeah, I was like taking notes through like all this, like just like these specific parts because I'm like trying to see. Like it seemed like nobody was in the car. I mean, they didn't show when the car what exactly happened. They just showed that the car was wrecked. Who knows if maybe somebody was inside the car? Who knows if like somebody just crashed into it just to like say fuck it?
Yeah.
But yeah, and I like the side of Kevin Owens. Yeah, he's back to like his older ways.
Yeah. No, I feel you. A lot of good stuff here. Again, KO is the bomb. We then see Rey Mysterio backstage with Dominic, who's hurt. It's like, boo, Dominic, get over yourself. Like, you're a baby. Come on.
Oh my god, why you sound like Corey Graves?
And Stern's like, come on.
You sound like Corey Graves. Like, why? I remember Corey Graves said something like, "Oh, they didn't get the babysitter this week" or something.
Because it's true. It's like, Dominic, like, be a man. You've been in this business. This is just
why are you shitting on Dominic though?
Because listen, let me tell you why. He has been in WWE now since 2020, and what has he really done significantly? He's been a tag team champion, but that's a fluke. It's like time to put up or shut up.
Oh my god.
We'll talk. Next, we have the U.S. Championship on the line. The WWE United States Champion Bobby Lashley.
You're not a fan of Dominic, huh?
I do like Dominic. I think that's why I'm upset because I'm such a big fan of Rey Mysterio that I really want to be into Dominic, but I'm just like he's not really doing anything for me. I was more into Logan Paul's match than seeing Dominic, and it's just like pretty sad. But he'll get there. Eventually I think I still do have hope for him. His heel turn might be good. I'm tired, and I think this is what's good. These fans are tired of seeing him beat up and in this capacity. So when he does turn a heel, kind of like Roman Reigns, like you always want to cheer for the bad guy, in my opinion, at least me. But all right, let's move on. We have the U.S. title on the line. United States champion Bobby Lashley defending against Ciampa with The Miz. And Ciampa walks down to the ring in his mentor Harley Race's robe, which is cool to see him paying homage to Race like that. And Lashley nails a delayed vertical suplex, which is powerful as fuck, and a spinning elbow to Ciampa. He then tosses Ciampa onto The Miz outside. Ciampa then nails a running knee to Bobby Lashley. Lashley with a reverse dominator, which gets a 2 count. He nails a spear, but then The Miz puts Ciampa's foot on the rope, which then prompts AJ Styles to nail forearm to The Miz, and he attacks The Miz. Ciampa exposes a turnbuckle, and Miz and AJ fight through the ring, which is actually pretty funny that all the shenanigans is happening. Ciampa reverses a hurt lock and is able to apply the DIY submission maneuver that he did with Johnny Gargano back in the day. Ciampa with a Widow's Bell, which gets a 2. And finally, the end comes after Lashley drops Ciampa and applies a hurt lock, and Ciampa taps out. I was surprised that Ciampa was going to tap out that quick, but what did you think of this U.S. title match?
I'm glad that they're like using the U.S. title more, like giving them like real like competition. But yeah, it was a good match. I enjoyed it. I'm glad that Lashley retained. Like, I feel like there's something bigger coming for Lashley. Like in the long run. But yeah.
We'll see. All right. We then see Omos walking backstage with MVP.
We haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah, he's been gone for a bit since Money in the Bank, I think. We see AJ and Miz fighting backstage, and we find out that there will be a no disqualification match between the two later on tonight. We then have Omos just annihilating 2 jobbers. Really nothing much here. I mean, what do you think? Omos just looking dominant?
Yeah, just like having like strong.
We'll have to see. We then get a promo with Seth Rollins backstage, and Kevin Patrick tells him that Riddle will be giving us a message next week. And Rollins says he's pretty much going to say bro and dude and cool.
I don't know if you realize it, but Seth Rollins was wearing the same glasses Becky Lynch wore a couple months ago.
Didn't notice that. Good eye. Seth says, I am the gatekeeper of this industry. Anyone or anything good has to go through me. He says that Riddle flushes his own potential down the toilet. Ask Dana White. If Riddle has any brain cells, he's going to tell us he's done. Or I'll Cody Rhodes his ass out the door.
Oh,
If Riddle has something to say, then so does Seth freaking Rollins. So that was a really great promo. I do agree, like you said, he is the gatekeeper. He has been having match after match after match that has been
like he
blockbuster.
literally doesn't even need a championship. I mean, it would be cool to see him with one, but like he doesn't really need one to like stay relevant. He's like that's why he Seth freaking Rollins.
I think we're gonna get Riddle and Rollins at Clash at the Castle. But we'll have to wait till next week to find out. Uh, we then get our next match, Dolph Ziggler taking on Chad Gable with Otis. And I was excited about this one because this match is going to be a technical wrestling
Yeah,
match.
they're both high school champions. The only difference is Chad Gable's an Olympian.
Yep.
Dolph isn't.
Yep. And both men wrestle each other.
But Dolph has potential to like be an Olympian. But like
Dude, I love Dolph.
I guess he just didn't go towards that I mean he got hired to WWE pretty early in his career. I mean, how old was he when he got hired? Like maybe like early 20s.
I don't know. He's here to show the world though.
Yes.
But Chad nails a nice German, and then he hits a dragon screw, and he attacks the leg and knee of Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler is able to nail a nice looking DDT, which gets a 2 count. Gable applies an ankle lock, but Ziggler is able to go for a famouser, but the ankle lock is applied again. Ziggler goes for a super kick, but Gable nails a power bomb, which gets a 2. And then Gable goes for the ankle lock again. Ziggler looks like he's in trouble, but he is able to nail a super kick out of nowhere and gets a 3 count. And Dolph Ziggler gets the win. The one thing that I thought was a little weird with the finish was how quick they made Gable lose. I thought he would have kicked out, maybe get hit with 2 of those maneuvers, but it was a good match all in all. What were your thoughts on everything?
The match was great. I just found it like so funny how slow Otis is. Like he could have caught Dolph Ziggler right there. Like Dolph was like getting out the ring pretty slowly, and Otis like he was so slow to catch him. But yeah, no, the match is good though. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good match. I'm excited to see more from these two. I'm a big Dolph Ziggler fan.
Yeah, same here. Same here.
We then see Nikki almost.
I just want to like know what they're gonna do with Bobby Roode. No.
He'll come back. He'll come back. Something's gonna happen with him. But coming back, we see Nikki almost superhero and Dewdrop. They're talking. And then we see a car. It's being loaded on the same car that was involved in the crash earlier is being loaded onto a tow truck. Iyo, Bayley, and Dakota walk over, but then mad security guards run past everybody, and everyone just sort of like walks off and just like looks at each other like, what the fuck is going on? We're all confused too. Like I'm like, what's happening? And I'm smiling because I'm like, someone's showing up. I'm pumped. All right. We're here at our main event, the no DQ match. AJ Styles taking on The Miz. AJ starts off the match sending The Miz into the announce table, and then The Miz ends up sending AJ into the ring steps. Miz hits AJ with a kendo stick shot, and then AJ with a forearm to The Miz off of a steel chair, which is cool to see. Miz then whips AJ with kendo stick shots numerous times, and he ends up choking AJ with the kendo stick. AJ comes back with a Pele kick, and then he gets the stick before The Miz can do it. So then The Miz is fucked over, and he begs off, but AJ attacks him with a kendo stick. He nails a stick shot to the balls there and a Russian leg sweep, which gets a 2. AJ goes for a phenomenal forearm, and he nails it, but Ciampa pulls the referee out of the ring. AJ attacks Ciampa and then punches Ciampa off the apron through the table at ringside. Miz tosses a chair at AJ and goes for a skull-crushing finale, but gets a 2. And finally, Styles sends The Miz into the chair in the corner and nails a Styles Clash and gets a 3. And then the end of the match is when the chaos starts. We see a bunch of security people run down. The camera is on AJ Styles, and you see a slight shot of Dexter Lumis being taken away from the crowd. He is staring down AJ Styles, it looks like. There's no answers as to if Lumis is connected to the car. We don't know if that was who the security guards were running after, although I'm guessing it was. What did you think of the match and then the crazy? This is uncensored as it gets. What did you think of that?
The match was great. I like the no DQ match. But yeah, the ending was like what caught my eye the most. Like, why is Dexter Lumis in the crowd? There's like so many questions. Like, why is he getting arrested? Like, was he involved in the car crash? Is this like something that he's like has against AJ? Who knows what's gonna happen here?
I think
Apparently that he hasn't even signed a contract yet with WWE. They just had him out there to like see like what the fans would like react to.
Yeah, I think we're in for a treat because Dexter Lumis is definitely very creepy, and just the way he was staring at AJ, like shit's gonna hit the fan. Before we go, Carlos, I actually, you know what, we have a little bit more time in our episode. I might want to give you another round of questions if that is okay with you, sir.
Let's go.
Oh, you are ready. All right, so we'll see. Maybe we'll give you all three. We'll see if we have time, but I'll give you this. All right. You are going to get questions from teams from the 2000s, okay?
Okay. Yep.
So this is going to be questions about tag teams from the 2000s, okay? All right.
Okay.
Question 1, Carlos. What team has won every TLC match that they competed in?
Oh.
Is it A, the Hardy Boys, B, Edge and Christian, or C, the W Boys?
I'm gonna have to go with the Hardys.
The Hardys. Is that your final answer?
Yes, sir.
Edge and Christian.
The Dudleys. Oh, okay.
Edge and Christian have won every single TLC. Well, not every single, but when it came to the three of those teams in the match together, Edge and Christian have won. They won at SummerSlam and then they won at WrestleMania 17. They actually also won a loud triangle match at WrestleMania 2000. So Edge and Christian tended to come out on top. All right, question 2. You ready, sir? What team was managed by Rico? Is it A, 3-minute warning, B, Billy and Chuck, or C, both?
I have no idea.
Which team was managed by Rico? A, 3-minute warning, B, Billy and Chuck, or C, both teams?
We go both.
Yes. He ended up turning on Billy and Chuck and joining forces with 3-minute warning. So you weren't, I didn't trick you with that one. All right, this is the last question for 2000s. What does APA stand for? Is it the Acolyte Power Always, the Acolyte Protection Agency, or the Acolyte Protection Asylum? What does APA stand for?
We'll go with B.
Acolyte Protection Agency?
Yes.
Final answer?
Yes.
You are correct, my friend. Yes, the APA Acolyte Protection Agency.
Damn.
Killing the game. You did it good. All right, you want to try one more round, and then we'll close.
Let's go.
This now, the category is Strange Bedfellows. So these are teams that you wouldn't think would team together. So first question, this is an easy one. What is the name of the team of Sheamus and Cesaro? A,
we don't just set the bar. We are the bar.
Well, is that your final answer, the bar? Yes. You are correct. Yes, the bar, obviously. Let me pull up I don't know where my other, hang on. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. Part 2. Okay, ready? Question 2. Which man has never teamed up with Stone Cold Steve Austin? Okay. A, Taz, B, Shawn Michaels, or C, The Rock? Who has never teamed with Stone Cold Steve Austin? Taz, Shawn Michaels, or The Rock?
Taz.
You are correct, my friend. Yes, Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold were former tag team champions, and The Rock and Stone Cold actually teamed up together back in '98 a couple of times. And Taz was a member of the Alliance, but he never had a tag match with Stone Cold. All right, your last question of the night, sir. Which team won the the WWE Tag Team titles at Judgment Day 2002? Is it A, the team of Jeff Hardy and Chris Jericho, B, the team of Rikishi and Rico, or C, the team of Reverend Devon and Deacon Batista? Which
What?
team won the tag titles at Judgment Day 2002? Jeff Hardy and Chris Jericho, Rikishi and Rico, or Reverend Devon and Deacon Batista?
I'm gonna go with A.
A, Jeff Hardy and Chris Jericho. Is that your final answer?
Mm-hmm.
It was Rikishi and Rico. They actually won the tag team titles. Uh, Rikishi was set to take on the tag team champions Billy and Chuck at Judgment Day 2002. And Rico revealed, well, he didn't reveal, but it ended up being revealed that Rico was Rikishi's mystery partner. Uh, and Chris Jericho was involved at that pay-per-view as well, but he was involved in Hell in a Cell against Triple H. And Devon and Batista were there as well, but they were in the corner of Stacy Keibler as she fought Trish Stratus for the women's title. So, dude, you killed the game. Good job with that. Some of these questions were harder than anticipated, but you still killed it. And for those of you playing at home, good job. You guys rock. So that is it for our recap of Raw. A lot's taking shape. We will probably have another women's tag tournament match coming up soon. We know that in 2 weeks, Damian Priest will fight Edge in Toronto. We have Friday Night SmackDown coming out. We have our Clash at the Castle predictions episode and review special coming out in September. A lot is happening. So yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say. Carlos, do you have any last words?
Everything. Stay safe, guys, and we'll keep on doing our thing.
Keep on keeping on. Yes, as Carlos says, stay safe, and we will be back with a new episode soon. Peace, y'all. Bye.
See ya.